It was equipment just like this that dramatically changed farming and ranching. But I found one ranching family in New Mexico where change in no way has wiped out the past.
You know your heritage, and you know for your children and your grandchildren that they know where they came from. You know what I mean? It's a solid base. You can go away, but it's good to come home.
And home to Ann and Wally Ferguson is a sprawling cattle ranch in rugged western New Mexico. Cattle are king in New Mexico. Raising livestock on ranches like this generates the majority of the state's agricultural income. But ranching on this arid land is hard work.
Annie always says you have to love it to be here because the days are long and hard when you're working. We're worried about rain, and someone asked us why we don't go on long vacations. Says the cows need water. But
can't you take cows with you? A lot of people. The story of the Fergusons on this land goes back 150 years. It's a bit like stepping inside a Wild West movie, complete with buckboards, covered wagons, cavalry forts, and cowboys and Indians. Around 1859, Wally's great-great-uncle came to what was then the New Mexico Territory. It was an era of conflict between U.S. troops and Native American Apaches, headed by Chiefs Victorio and Geronimo. Eventually, things settled down. Settlers began trading food for Apache beadwork and baskets. Sheep and cattle ranching took hold. And today, the land looks much as it did in the 1800s, with a notable exception.
They're really hard on fences. They're hard on waters. We've actually had them run our cattle off of water.
Matt Ferguson is Ann and Wally's son and also a rancher. He's talking about herds of oryx, African antelope, imported into New Mexico in the late 1960s as hunting stock. The oryx has no predators here, so they have multiplied. There are now several thousand scattered throughout the state, including the Ferguson Ranch.
Oryx are known to eat just about anything, so they're eating the browse that deer eat, the grass that pronghorn antelope eat. They also compete with our cattle because they're eating exactly the same thing that our cattle do.
Government-sanctioned hunts are intended to keep the population in check. Perhaps they are working since we searched high and low for live oryx with no luck.
Come and eat. Dinner served.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this food you have blessed upon us this day.
We love home-cooked meals on the road. Today's fare, typically New Mexican. Green chili casserole, pinto beans, tortillas. Mighty good and much appreciated. You ever just send out for a pizza?
No.
No? Why not?
It's 20 miles to town.
It might be 20 miles to town, but the Fergusons are adjacent to one of the most advanced, high-tech facilities in the world. Part of their ranch sits on the super-secret, high-security White Sands Missile Range. Ooh. This is one of the buildings for an old stagecoach stop. Near this former stagecoach stop, cattle share their quarters with abandoned missile tubes. Doesn't bother the Fergusons, who want nothing more than to continue ranching and have their grandchildren carry on the legacy, which Matt's son Joel and daughter Sarah plan to do. It's a lot of work.
It's work. It's not something easy that anyone can do. I mean, you got to be tough.
A lot of kids won't even get out of bed in the morning. They're sitting there, you know, on the computer, text messaging with their friends. Do you do that?
No. I don't have a cell phone. He does, but...
Yeah.
No cell phone?
No.
For the most part, the Fergusons are fully engaged in the 21st century, but part of their hearts and their souls remain firmly planted in the past.
You know where you belong. You know where home is. You're always grounded, you know. I think that's the most special thing about having spent your whole life at a...
That's pretty important to you?
Yeah, very important.